Today I woke up feeling grateful, fearful, hopeful, and most importantly, I woke up Sudanese American. I'll start with the latter, but first let me paint the scene. So I've written 10 variations of this post in my head, and each one, it's been worse than the next one. So now here I am sitting in my family's home in the suburbs of Virginia, that's the American part, drinking some of my dad's sherbet with some Mani tunes playing faintly in the background, that's the Sudani part. Writing until I'm done. And whatever comes out is just going to be my first try. I'm not changing it, I'm not editing it, so I'll make mistakes and I'll say things that are wrong, but just bear with me because the creative juices are flowing and I gotta do it now. Somewhere in the house I know my dad was listening to videos and scrolling through WhatsApp, reading things that make him feel close to home. And I know where I get that trait from. And I also know that my workaholicism comes from my mom because she just called him on speakerphone from a client meeting to talk to him about Sudan, and it hit me. They're feeling the same sense of urgency I am to feel closer to home. Even though my family and I immigrated to the US when I was 5 years old, my heart never really fully left Sudan. But I did establish a new sense of love and growth from being American, and it wasn't until last year that I kind of meshed those two worlds. And today on January 1st, it not only marks the start of a new year and every single Sudani or immigrant's birthday. I have theories on this, but that's a post for another day. But it's also Sudan's Independence Day. And currently in Sudan, there's been about 2 weeks of ongoing protests, peaceful protests on the streets of Sudan. 15 out of the 18 states in Sudan took to the streets. And I like to call the Sudanese diaspora in my head the 19th state. So I guess 16 out of 19 in my perception. And today it's Sudan's Independence Day. And on the most introspective day of the year, yes, I know that's kind of cringy, during an incredibly scary and empowering time for my people in Sudan, and while also reflecting on the most life-changing year of my life, I was seeing that a foundational part of my identities was at a crossroads, and I was feeling so helpless being far away. My parents are mahzuzin and lucky, in my opinion, because they had already lived through the one revolution and years of oppression, and still stand strong that their fear, it's trickling down to me. For some of the same reasons, but for also selfish reasons. I've been craving the Sudan my Haboba used to tell me about, the one that I never got to taste. One that I feel so far removed from as a member of the Sudanese diaspora, and I'm desperately holding on to saving it just so I can experience it, so my kids can experience it. I want to save all of it and its people in whichever capacity I can. And that's when a wave of gratitude takes over me. Like I said earlier, I've written 10 variations of this, and it's not until right now that I'm super grateful for the people that I have in my life and my family and my friends who've become family, that I'm grateful to have woken up feeling Sudanese American. Because a lot of my friends turned family I met in America, and that's huge, that's big, that's not something that I can ignore. Um, but I also can't ignore about what's happening in Sudan. I woke up feeling Sudanese American during a time when both the cores of my identities were foundationally crumbling and blood was and is being shed. Lives were and are being lost in the names of liberty and freedom and humanity. And no one is thinking as much as they should about the kids and who have to learn to love in a world that's making it so difficult and it's lacking so much of it. That's where the fear comes in, right? So I woke up feeling Sudanese American. I woke up feeling grateful to feel Sudanese American. Now I'm fearful because I don't know which direction either of those identities are going to go. I don't know where those homes are going towards. But what I do know is that I can't let the fear take up too much of my time or hopefully your time. So I'm going to move straight into the hopeful part. I'm hopeful because I see myself taking my fear and doing something about it. I see so many people who care doing something about it, care about whatever cause it is they care about. There's so many social issues that a lot of my friends are really passionate about that I've kind of become passionate about. But like I said, I'm hopeful because I know I'm not alone. And I know that there's a lot of us fighting for things that we believe in, and I believe in Sudan. I also believe in being American. And I want to do something about it. So, I've been quiet this whole time and haven't really said anything. But that's why saving our Sudan is important to me. I just wanted to share that with everyone. Yalla. Swafame speaking. I'm out.